First, Tobin Heath has to receive the ball. Then she drives at an isolated defender. When she realizes that the attack is off, she draws the defenders out. Good attackers get defenders out of the way, and Tobin has kind of done that just by dribbling towards the corner flag, always planning at this point, I'm willing to bet, to pass the ball to Sonnet. Dribbling out wide is definitely not Tobin's plan A, but she makes it wide. Emily Sonnet has joined her. Here, Sonnet decides to pass and travel instead of settling for a low-quality box entry. She gets in the box, enters the ball into the box.
No call though, right one.
And then notice the runs in the box. They're waiting, and then they're triggered, and then they're triggered again. Again, players are doing far more than just waiting for the ball. It's important to note that both Tobin and Emily Sonnet go to plan B because they think it raises the chances of a good attack. Davana, the Australian who ends up on the ball, decides to whip the ball into the winning space. This is probably the right decision because that's Sam Kerr on the end of it, one of the most lethal attackers in the world. The quality of the ball we have to assess is extremely high. She's able to put it where no one can really defend it. There's space behind the back four for the Americans. Davana's high up the field. The picture looks pretty good for an early ball, and this is almost a goal for the Aussies. If you looked at the beginning of this here and thought that the Australian, Davana, on the ball should have driven at the isolated defender and tried to get in the box, I think that's also a perfectly acceptable answer. This starts with an attacking 1-3, Rapinoe to Lindsay Horan. Note the ball goes through one gap, Horan goes through the other. Horan is then, looks like definitely trying to shoot. Instead, she does a reverse pass for a box entry, showing a lot of quality on the final ball and a lot of deception in getting it to arrive there. The runs off the ball are also fantastic. Watch Alex's diagonal. You could argue that the final product by Alex isn't the best, and that her first touch there lets her down by taking her wide. Possibly she could have found a way to eliminate that defender and make the goal bigger. But Alex is also left-footed. That's on her left foot. It still is a half chance. Good attackers eliminate defenders, and here we see Alex doing that by putting the girl on the floor to score goal 100. It's important to keep in mind here, she is left-footed, but she brings the ball inside onto her least favorite right foot because that's where the goal is. And right there, you see, she just wins a physical duel. That's a really valuable attacking quality. The shot isn't the greatest she's ever had, but she does a good job of just putting it someplace the keeper can't finish it. And then off the ball, look at the Americans joining. Lindsay Horan and Tobin Heath, they just outworked the Australians off the ball. A lot of individual attacking qualities in this one. So I actually picked this clip over all of the others at my disposal because of this touch by Sonnet here. I want all of you to be able to do that. There's a lot of attacking quality there. And then here you see Rose Lavelle. Isolated defender, she goes at her, she makes the goal bigger, she gets in the box, and then she pulls the trigger. Sonnet tries to recycle the attack again. Alex Morgan just gets out-muscled. Alex isn't very good in the air, to be honest with you. But here's where a lot of the attacking qualities are. Isolated defender, going at her. Notice how Rose was determined to get into the box before she shot. Here Sam Mewis is basically defended by 3 people on the ball now, and she does a great job showing her attacking skill and quality to enter the ball into the box. Rapinoe's first touch isn't the best, but the whole time she's determined to become the best shooter herself. Good attackers want to threaten the goal, want to be the goal scorer. And it's important to keep in mind here, Rapinoe had options other than shooting, but she elected to shoot. And understanding why she did that instead of sharing the ball, I think is going to be really, really important when we see this replay. One important attacking principle that you will see when we see the replay is a bad clearance, followed by Megan Rapinoe punishing the Australians for that. Good attackers take advantage of the enemy's mistakes and shortcomings.
Well, it's another individual
So again, this is just another example of functional trapping and applied juggling. Rapinoe's touch probably went further than she wanted it to, but she did a good job of bringing the goal back into frame. And watch these runs off the ball by Haran and Tobin. They arrive at different levels on different lines, and it's a huge problem for the Aussie defenders, which is part of why their clearance is so bad. And Megan, again, she's a player that punishes defenders' mistakes, and that is a terrible clearance that results in a goal. The decision-making and activity off the ball are just incredible on this one. It starts with a box entry. Alex obviously wants to score, but then she can't. She finds Emily Sonnet, who then finds Mallory Pugh, who then finds the back of the net. This is a terrific team goal, and you see players going to plan B repeatedly here. So to start with, we don't settle for a blunt ball, we pass the ball into the box. Alex can't shoot, so she finds her teammate with a tricky little flick, and then Sonnet has the vision to find Pugh, who's arriving, and that's just a really fantastic goal, and that was actually Mallory Pugh's first touch of the game.